guys, and welcome back to my Ultimate Zodiac Showdown series. Yes, we're on to the square segment of the series. Now, I made the trine signs compatibility, so I'm going to put a link to those videos in the description box or somewhere around here. But in today's video, we're going to be discussing the compatibility between Taurus versus Leo. The thing to keep in mind here is that both Taurus and Leo are fixed signs. We got Taurus being fixed earth and Leo being fixed fire. For more information all about the fixed signs in astrology, then as well, check out my introduction video that I made about the fixed signs for a deeper understanding. In the trine segment, I talked about the major differences between the signs elements, but seeing as I already made videos touching on the differences between the signs' qualities or modes, for the purpose of the square segment, I'm just going to be talking about straight up compatibility, but then at the end, I'm going to provide some advice on how both of the signs can have a successful relationship with one another. No more of these disharmonious aspect fears in astrology. Not gonna happen here. Timestamps are going to be in the comment section as always as well. Let's start off then by discussing Venus in Taurus with a Venus and Leo compatibility, in which as well, guys, the sun, moon and rising can also resonate. So if you have your sun, moon and rising in any of these signs, be sure to watch as well. So here we have a bull coming head to head with a lion. It's safe to say that both of these animals are extremely different. I mean, we have the bull with its leather skin, horns and hooves, and then we have the lion with its fur, mane and claws. For Taurus, everything is geared towards magnetizing substance of value and then building a solid material base of security from the resources that they have attracted. Taurus is extremely economical in how it uses its energy. They do not like wasting any energy or using it incorrectly. And so if a Taurus chooses to be faithful, they are very faithful. However, if a Taurus doesn't choose to be faithful, or if others play games with a Taurus, they will pursue their pleasures, their sensual pleasures, elsewhere. A Taurus is certainly able to find something more available because, like I said, they do not want to waste their energy because their energy is valuable. Anything, everything Taurus does or is involved with must be valuable. It's Taurus that needs a lot of loyalty and affection in order to be sure that they're loved and appreciated. These are the two major key players which contribute to a Taurus remaining committed to their lover. A Taurus will keep their promises, but will not promise until they are sure. And before they are sure, they must first check all the facts before entering into any potential relationship. But then we have the highly optimistic Leo who feels they have plenty of fiery energy to burn and even somewhat waste. Sure, even though they want to sustain their energetic fire, Leo is certainly not afraid to give their energy out to their partner, in which they radiate themselves in a rather grandiose fashion. Leo will certainly not hold back in fear of running out of fuel, that's for sure. And this is simply because they don't expect to suffer any type of shortages in life. So, when it comes to a relationship, if they feel it in the moment from their heart, they go for it extravagantly so. But if a Leo has went to great lengths of buying their partner a gift of some sort, they will be totally humiliated if that gift is not acknowledged or appreciated with enthusiasm. In fact, a Leo lover will be a huge giver when in a relationship. They are extremely generous, but if not thanked, well, they just might let out a mighty roar. So, with all of this information so far, when a Leo turns to a Taurus, they might view the Taurus as rather tight, as someone who is overly concerned with playing it safe, in which they find to be simply dull. Whilst Taurus turns to Leo and views them as someone who is willing to gamble with their future security, in which Taurus might find them to be simply childish because they don't really understand Leo's ability to easily expand itself so colorfully due to how much fun they want to have. This attitude from Leo doesn't feel very secure to Taurus, and likewise, this attitude from Taurus doesn't feel very lively to Leo. See, Taurus isn't willing to risk their money or their hearts, whilst a Leo, even if they do lose some money or if they do get their hearts broken, they won't let on. To them, they still win. In fact, they didn't lose anything. And so they present this everything is grand, everything's grand, where life is just only to be enjoyed, whatever the experience may be. And this right here is where both standing for prosperity and power in their own right comes in. Because whilst we have Taurus who stands in their prosperity and power when it comes to their self-value and what they value in life, we have Leo who stands in their prosperity and power when it comes to their self-esteem and what brings them joy and happiness in life. But what exactly is the difference between self-value and self-esteem, you might ask? Self-value or self-worth is the essence that makes us alive. There is nothing you can feel, say, do, or think that would increase it or decrease it. It just exists. It is steady, trustworthy, and abundant in nature. All very Taurus traits. So, self-value is the knowing that you have infinite value, that you are equal to all people, no greater and no less. It's accepting that you are loved and that no matter what you do, you are a valuable human being from the beginning of your creation. Self-esteem, however, is the way you feel about and how you see yourself in the world that you live in. It's how you compare to everyone else and how you measure up to what you think a decent human being should be. It's where you search and long for something and try to find it within the people and things that are around you. And this is essentially why the second house in astrology is a very important house and, well, it's extremely underestimated. I'm actually going to put a link to Wayman Stewart's channel in the description box, and he has been working on a series about the second house in terms of value. I just want to say here that I have Libra on my second house cusp, and watching that video I was just blown away. It was very, very well done. Therefore, guys, what we can see here is that a Taurus, right? A Taurus understands the abundance of life because, well, they are fixed earth after all. But they also understand that it's not to be toyed with. Whilst a Leo sort of takes this abundance and likes to play around with it by expressing who they are proudly. Leo's like, I know I'm abundant in nature, so why not use the energy that I have? Keeping in mind that Leo is masculine, outward energy, and Taurus is feminine, inward energy. So whilst Leo is expressing themselves like so, Taurus just sits there thinking, yeah, well, that's all good and all, Leo, but how exactly are you going to use your energy practically? How are you going to apply it realistically? Seriously, a Leo will tell a Taurus about the big, excessive, lavish plans that they have of, oh, I really want to move house, I really want to buy a new watch, let's just go eat out this weekend and next weekend, and we'll eat out the weekend after that. But then the Taurus, of course, will turn to the Leo with a rather grounded response. They'll say something like, Leo, I know you love to indulge, I love to indulge as well, but I do make sure that I have enough money in the bank. And besides, didn't you already buy a new watch 2 weeks ago? Now, this is not to say that Taurus isn't giving or generous when in a relationship. They too, like Leo, they provide gifts to demonstrate their feelings. But it's their sense of responsibility coupled with their need for security that keeps them in a relationship. Meaning that if a Leo does come along and shows any signs of rocking the boat financially, the Taurus might become rather irritated. Essentially meaning, guys, that a Taurus will only indulge when they know that they have the proper means and measures to do so. Taurus is more down to earth and they do not like super flashy or over the top things like Leo has the tendency to do. Taurus prefers comfortable and creative settings and objects. So whilst Taurus is sustaining their income and building towards a solid and stable life, Leo comes along and seeks the best in life that it can afford, since they remain hopeful and determined towards their prosperities. Another thing here is that it's Leo who shows an interest in receiving praise from others, whilst Taurus is much more self-contained and depends less on favourable reviews. Because quite simply, if Taurus is pleased with their own efforts, then surely that's good enough. They don't have to have a show and dance about it. So guys, the things that I have explained so far, these are where tensions begin between Taurus and Leo. Yet, this is also where we notice how both Taurus and Leo possess a high disliking towards failure. Because whilst a Taurus doesn't want to risk it, a Leo risks it, in which they come out a winner, regardless of the outcome. I will say this, however, that a Taurus will feel pleased with the Leo's protection. Leo is a highly protective sign towards those that they love. And how Leo displays affection towards Taurus is also something that Taurus will be rather pleased with. After all, guys, like I said, it's the ingredient of affection which can contribute to a Taurus remaining committed to their lover. Their loyal and dependable hearts are in dire need of it. And also keep in mind that the other ingredient that I talked about that does contribute to Taurus, this sort of commitment, is, well, loyalty. And this is something that Leo can provide as well. In fact, the hearts of both Taurus and Leo are so loyal, equally loyal. Both signs form strong attachments to those that they trust and respect. They both also wish to be seen as trustworthy and honorable in their intentions, and neither of them are devious or underhanded when it comes to getting what they want. They're gonna be direct and pretty straightforward overall. However, it is a Leo who might view Taurus as being quite narrow-minded due to the fact that Taurus doesn't like stepping out of their comfort zone. A Taurus just might close their mind to the world and get out of their comfort zone, whilst Leo thrives in stepping out and finding new sources of entertainment. So a Leo just might turn to the Taurus and view them as this concrete wall. Essentially meaning that whilst a Taurus will view a Leo as lacking serenity, a Leo can turn to the Taurus and view them as someone lacking spontaneity. And as well, whilst Leo wants to be happy and saddled with someone that they can have fun with and be in this romantic relationship with, Taurus wants to be happy and saddled with someone who's just willing to relax and simply enjoy. Moving on then to Mars in Taurus and Mars in Leo compatibility. So we have Taurus who can be bullheaded and stubborn, and then we have Leo who can be hot-headed and stubborn. Meaning that both can be rather unbending, and naturally this can cause some difficulty when it comes to them getting into a dispute or becoming angry with one another. So we've got Taurus who can pride themselves on having tranquility and peace in their lives, and if ever pushed too far, their anger can come out ragefully. But then we've got Leo who can pride themselves on having passion and excitement in their lives, and they want to make a lasting impression. And if they are ever pushed, their anger comes out dramatically. And with both of them being rather straightforward, one might assume that things can get out of hand when either party is angry. The two just might charge at one another, in which neither party will solve the situation. Plus, neither of these signs like competition. Both of them can be somewhat jealous. Okay, so let's then move on to different ways in which you can both have a successful relationship, Taurus and Leo. Let's start off by addressing anger and any disputes or arguments. First, you must see the argument as something to be resolved. If not, you're just going to get super upset with each other and you're going to have a very unhappy relationship. And it's not about winning the fight, but rather it's about resolving the issue. What is good here is that both of you are direct, but what isn't very good is that both of you can just charge at one another. Leo, I suggest listening more. Taurus, I suggest talking more. Because Taurus, whilst you are direct, you still have the tendency of bottling things up in comparison to Leo. Meaning that Leo isn't going to know where you're coming from. So if you ever do feel angry, right? First acknowledge that yes, you feel angry. Then decide whether the issue really matters before raising it with Leo. Naturally, the same goes for you, Leo, as well. So rather than storming in dramatically, assess whether or not the issue matters. Meaning that when you both do express the issue with each other, both of you can go in knowing how to communicate effectively, in which both of you can then try to understand where the other is coming from. Taurus, I understand that you aren't the type to be overly fussed with receiving praise and compliments, but if you do notice something about your Leo partner, don't hold back from paying Leo that heartfelt compliment. Leo will really appreciate this. And likewise, Leo, have value in knowing that you don't need to be validated continuously. Say you make a great home-cooked meal for your partner, right, for Taurus. Be proud in knowing that you cooked it and that it tastes delicious to you regardless of the praise that you get for it. With that being said, if Taurus does pay you a compliment for the food you cook, most likely than not, Leo, you've won their heart. And Leo, whilst you can go to great lengths to buy Taurus a gift, I know you're very generous, but please know that Taurus is going to value your giving nature and that they're not going to underestimate this about you. And whilst Taurus does enjoy giving gifts in order to show you how they feel as well, Taurus still requires security. So please try not to act out if you're told ever that, you know, Leo, this weekend, I'm just going to have to sit it out. Just accept that. Try to understand that. Taurus, don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone from time to time. Let Leo take you into exciting territories, into new social experiences. Yes, Taurus, you enjoy nature, and Leo, you enjoy social stimulation. So why not try to find something which combines the two? Why not try taking a trip to a camping ground somewhere where there are other campers, where you can go on long hikes or walks together, perhaps somewhere where there's a lake. You could even rent out a cool camper van for a couple days. That's if you want to ditch the tent, of course. Together you can work around a budget, right? And you can pick up some really great food to bring along for the ride. Understand that both of you require affection. You are both highly physical in your expression. So Leo, a good way to please your Taurus partner could be by paying for a massage for them, or better still, giving them a massage yourself or giving them a simple back rub. Likewise, Taurus, a good way to please your Leo partner could be by stroking their glorious hair, okay, and just caressing them, kissing them on the face. Seriously, both of you love hugging, cuddling, holding. Physical affection is just such a great way for both of you to feel loved and appreciated. And be mindful of any feelings of jealousy and attachment. Leo, you can be one jealous cat, as you simply will not tolerate other people pursuing your chosen mate. Likewise, Taurus, you can be the possessive type towards your partner, much like you can possess the kettle or the stove. Naturally, guys, none of these qualities are healthy in a relationship, and whilst I understand that we all have feelings of jealousy, okay, it's good to acknowledge when it's happening, but we must not allow for such behaviors or feelings to disturb our relationships, just like you should not allow them to disturb your relationship either. Yes, both of you are highly trustworthy signs, but it's learning to trust each other. It's trusting that, well, whatever happens, it happens, and that we just, you know what, we can't control other people or try to possess other people. And so by both of you working on these things, right, you can each feel confident in that you'll be able to manage even the most difficult of situations, including, say, if there is any potential breakup or rejection. Alright guys, so yeah, that concludes my video on Taurus versus Leo. If you do happen to have any of these placements, if you're a Taurus, Leo, Venus in Taurus, Venus in Leo, Mars in Taurus, Mars and Leo, then let us know in the comment section what you thought of the video. Thank you all so much for watching as always. Thank you for subscribing, and if you want to keep up to date with the next video, which is going to be Leo versus Scorpio, then be sure to click that subscribe button if you have not already, and I will be back with another video very, very soon. Bye!